Good morning. Good morning. This is Capri Smith, the Uncuff Living Expert, Senior Director of the Mary Kay Uncuff Boss Beauties. This is day 2 of our 24-day uncuffing challenge. We're in the middle of a pandemic. We're in the middle of probably a shutdown. From Maryland, so we've not been completely shut down. However, the National Guards are in place. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm the girl that's going to demonstrate and model to you how to make it work no matter what the circumstances are. I'm going to show you how to live uncuffed in your life, in your business, so that you can uncuff your legacy. My sole purpose in life is to show other women with stories how to use them, the women with expertise and skill sets, how to maximize on them, make money off of them, right? How not just to tell your story, but to monetize it. How not to be on the stage, but to build your own stage. Stop asking for permission to be at the table, ladies. Make your own. And if they won't let you at the table, you don't want to make your own, then picnic style your way to success. All right. So today we are going to tackle a few things with and picnic style your way to success. All right. So today we are going to tackle a few things with every day of the 24-day challenge. We are going to feature one of my favorite Mary Kay products because, as you can see, I am a Mary Kay girl. Today you'll benefit from 2 features. So excited. So excited. So today's message, though, is going to be about honoring your uniqueness. There are 5 keys to living uncuffed. You are a key holder. Your first is to honor who you are. Honor God. Allow Him to work with you and through you. Serve your community. Make it better. Make every part of the community better. If you're there, it should be better. I want you to stretch yourself daily and just to embrace those moments as they're unfolding. And you'll see that the keys have variations daily, and it comes down to what topic we're focusing on that day. But ultimately, the overarching goal is to honor who you are by living uncuffed, because until you do, you will not be able to change the world. Okay? Um, 1 second, I have to send my assistant slash my son a quick message to make sure our stream flows well today. So let's get right into who shop at an amazing gift at the end after I showcase my products. I encourage you, if you're a woman and you have a business, if you're in corporate America, if you do things well and you always have this sounding message that, you're good at this, can you show me how to do those things? I encourage you to stay because I'm going to teach you how to honor who you are and really make others honor who you are and respect it. I am the uncuffed living expert, meaning I know what it takes to uncover the life's purpose for women. I save them time, money, and stress. I teach them how to stop devaluing themselves. I teach them how to understand fully who they are and what that means to the world. I teach them how to not just invest in others, but invest in themselves and their businesses, because honestly, we can't have a legacy without money, without a flow of money, without a business, right? Hold tight. So I teach women how to make sense of all the things that they're good at and turn it into an actual message. I personally have been through a lot in life. I am a retired police detective, special investigations. I did not always have great work days. I would be exposed to the worst of humanity. I did child abuse, sexual assault, rapes investigations, and police corruption. I'm also still a criminologist that I teach as a professor at a local university. And I love that part of my life. However, I always had a yearning to help women in general, help them break through what the world was showing them and sometimes what they were experiencing even in their own household. In my book, Uncuff Behind My Smile, which is where I get the whole uncuff branding from, it reveals why that word meant so much to me and how it was a true process. I saw my mom get abused for many years. I myself has experienced levels of abuse in relationship and just from people who were really gifted and tasked to love, right? So that doesn't make me totally unique, but the thing that does is I turned all of those experiences around to something meaningful and positive. And I am a self-made woman. I am living the life that I truly predicted I would live. I have been very obedient to God's word. I rely on his 2 verses, Philippians 1:6. He started the work, he's going to finish it. Amos 9. 18. I always get it confused. Not 18 or not 13, and that you can have your life of abundance and you can have it right now. So if you are resonating with any of those messages, then I'm encouraging you to stay today. Before I evolved, I would teach women serve your own agenda, but I had to really reshape that and say serve God's agenda, but using your own special talents, and that you're not just serving yourself because it comes off as selfish. And it just really misrepresents what we do as women in general. We're helpers, we're nurturers, and we're supposed to be. We shouldn't despise that part of us. We should refine our boundaries and refine our systems and strategies so that we are still valuing and experiencing love throughout our daily day activities. So today we're going to talk about how do you honor your uniqueness. You're going to gain 4 strategies that every woman should know. You're going to understand what abundance means, how to leverage your time, how to open those doors. You're going to stop running around in circles. You are going to stop just being pulled in so many directions, and everything you do will make sense. We're going to make sense of it. All right. Don't get overly motivated and go out there and start something new, build a new website, and spend all the time on the things that make us look prettier, and spend more time on doing the self work. This is what this challenge is about, is helping you do the self work. And in fact, these steps are listed in my book. Take the Uncuffed 24-hour Uncuffed challenge. You guys can get it right off Amazon. You don't need that book to follow through with this challenge here on my broadcasting stream for these next few days. But if you'd like to, it would just make sense that you do, because it takes it a step further. And you guys get some of the background that the people watching will not get. I have placed special rating on it for a limited time throughout the duration of these uncuffing challenging days. But you don't need the book. And in fact, if you were to participate every day, left a comment, shared, and tagged me, you would potentially get a prize, and it may look a lot like that 24 cuffing challenge. So let's get it going. What are the first things you need to think about when you are honoring your uniqueness? You need to think about who you were supposed to connect with and who you are to serve. And how do you do that? You identify who you are. You think about what makes me who I am. Am I a mother? Am I a worker? Am I a mentor? Am I the cashier? What titles do I wear? And when you understand the titles, the steps that you take or he take before and after, were they okay? I'd be the cop that will call and follow up. And so that isn't saying I'm this cop of the year, but it is saying that essentially I've always been this woman who was overly concerned with other people, right? And what I did not realize is that by helping others, I would in turn really help and free myself. And my interest in their steps and their mentality leading up to and after, it was really speaking to me needing someone to check in on me. So when I began to check in on others, it was like, oh wow, it made me have a bigger appreciation to where my life was, but it helped me realize that God had gifted me with a unique set of skills to be able to connect with women and people in general. And he also gifted me with a unique set of skills in being able to turn lemonade into lemons. I can make tea, I can make Diet Coke out of lemons if you get in the household. Because chances are you're not angry in one place and happy in the other. You tend to be that same person that's bothered or loving, friendly or funny, mean and nasty. You tend to be that same person no matter what the setting or the environment is. So if you were really to spend some time on thinking about who you are, your messages will then begin to show up. So once you know who you are and who you're to serve, because you're so probably supposed to serve 2 types of people. The first is the people that are just like you, and the second are the ones that irritate you the most because they're exactly opposite. They're mirroring to you, right? Something. So I would encourage you to serve both. Just make sure you're able to compartmentalize and make sure everyone doesn't get that front seat in your world and that you are able to put them where they belong. The next step to honoring who you are is to think about what clues do you leave. I operate under the lockout principle. It's a criminology principle, and it says everywhere you go, you leave something and you take something away, right? Because when we identify the clues that we're leaving behind, we then realize that not only are we leaving clues behind that we were there, we're leaving lasting impressions on someone else. So, in order for you to truly be successful in honoring who you are, you have to realize that you are bigger than you. You, your impressions, your clues, they were meant to be a bigger part they were meant to be a small part of a bigger puzzle. They were meant to really help others journey and navigate throughout their own lives. Successful people attract other successful people, and they leave points along the way. Successful people at some point have helped others. They've developed a nonprofit like I have, my husband and I have at 5123. They've written books like I've authored many. Then they show others how to be successful, right? So imagine the Apple founder creating Apple and then keeping it all to himself. Our lives wouldn't be the way that it is. Any technologically advanced thing that we are now sharing, especially at this time and age, just imagine if the creator kept it all to himself, right? We wouldn't have had the benefit. So you are withholding clues that's going to truly change the world. And even if you found success or if you're finding success, whatever those strategies are along the way, I'm encouraging you to share them. The more you share them, the easier it becomes. The more you share them, the more you then begin to know what you like doing and what you don't like to do, what you continue to do and what you should stop doing, what you should change. How do you evolve? What do you change into? So when you're thinking about the clues that you're leaving behind and the impressions that you're making, you want to move into the third point. So the first was knowing who you are. The second is identifying the clues and the impressions that you're leaving. But the next piece is really, really super, super important. You need to think about, who are you afraid of? When we learn to face our fears, when we're honoring who we are, many of us take on this persona where we have to become something supernatural in order to exist. When you're facing your fear is a masculine or feminine energy that has kind of been that little voice in your mind that's been telling you that you shouldn't do or you can't do, and you've listened to it, you've bought into it because some point in your life, that thing that was telling you no, you bought into because it made you believe that they were bigger than what's already inside of you, and tools that you have innately that were there from the beginning that were gifts to help you succeed and be who you were meant to be. So the more we buy into that fearful mindset or those fears, is the more we further we get away from what we're supposed to be doing. So when you think you're afraid of doing something, do it. I was afraid of heights. I piloted an airplane to get over that. I was afraid of speaking. I became a speaker. I was a very shy little girl. I accept fear as a challenge because I understand fear gives me growth, and it gives me an opportunity to self evaluate. And it really gives me an opportunity to identify where is it coming from. So as you're standing courageously in front of your mirror or in front of whatever it is you want to go and overcome, and curveballs called life are constantly being thrown at you, when you gain momentum and then you're like, oh man, I was on a roll and then this happened, right? We gotta be careful as to how much credit we give fear. We've got to trust our own intuition. We have to trust our instincts. And our instincts, the hair is going to rise on our skin. Cops, we're taught this and we train this and we live this. But we are shown that ultimately you are going to keep you safe because you're gonna know when to run. It's like the country music song, Kenny Rogers, know when to hold up, when to fold up, and know when to run up out of there. Okay, so if we trusted our intuition more and our instincts more, we can keep ourselves safe, and we don't have to always buy into that natural instinct to keep ourselves like overly safe and be overly cautious and see and perceive everything as fear related. Because then we'll send ourselves crazy, right? We'll be afraid to live. So I'm encouraging you all just to honor who you are and understand, no matter what happens, no matter what the setting is, we have even more tools than people had years ago to continue to stay in the game and win at this thing called life. I believe that when we make choices and those choices are aligned with our thought process, and we really have the best intentions for others and for ourselves, and we're keeping our fear at a checkpoint, like we're containing it, we are then able to honor who we are. So that will come out of the 24-day uncuffed challenge booklet. But it's one of the things I felt like was very important for us to discuss on the second day because we're uncuffing our lives. Ultimately, the goal is to uncuff our life, our business, and then to start to uncuff our legacy. But I wanted you guys to know that right off the bat, as you're identifying who your people are, who your tribe is, I call them stakeholders, you want to be clear that you know who you are because we could be our own biggest enemy. We really could if we're not careful. So remember those 5 things, and then let's move into our product of the day. And today we're looking at our extra emollient night cream. Now, what this does is it helps to maintain our natural moisture. It replenishes dry skin in our dry areas. Now, typically I will focus on my elbows and my knees. What we need to do now is we need to think about our hands. We are spending so much time washing our hands, and we are spending so much time just being overly careful that we're not picking up or exchanging germs, which is a great thing right now because it could be deadly now, right? But we need tools like this extra emollient night cream. I'll show you how thick it is. Let's see if this is coming out. Let's see how thick it is. Very thick, very thick. And then you can use that anywhere on your skin. And the greatest thing that I love about this extra emollient night cream is it's not just for dry skin, it's for all types of skin. It's been clinically tested and it doesn't offer any skin irritancy or allergies. In addition, it doesn't clog your pores. It's hyperallergenic. So that means we don't have to worry about locking in something that we don't want there because this is non-comedogenic. And what it means is that it doesn't clog your pores. And it's a wonderfully priced price point. So I'm encouraging you to go to caprismith.com. Uncuff Your Beauty, the tab is right there. While you're there, you can definitely order up some. And then I'm in love with this right now because right now we're kind of stuck in the house. And this is our facial massager, pretty much designed to simulate the flutters that a bumblebee does. You know, in Mary Kay, the bumblebee is our symbol, and it some say it's a myth, some say it's science, but basically it's saying that a bumblebee did not know that it shouldn't fly, so because it didn't know, it continues to fly. So it simulates those movements, and it stimulates the skin on your face and the nerves in your face. And I encourage you guys to get this. In fact, everyone is joining my team this month. They're going to get a huge reward that looks just like this. And it actually is a whole system. So it comes with different heads that you can place out, cleansers for your face, massages for your face. So I love it as a massager. I use it on my husband, myself, everybody has their own. So I love you guys for tuning in. I see that I do have some guests. Lady Blue is here. Hey, honey. Please share and comment because there's a huge reward. I'm going to hop on over to Facebook and let them know that I'm here and that they can definitely watch, view, and share. And I'll be back tomorrow. Now, notice I'm not putting out a set time because like when you're an entrepreneur, you can do it on your time. You don't have to work by anybody's clock. So I'm encouraging you to go ahead and follow this so that you don't miss anything and understand that we are going to map out these challenge in the next 24, I'm saying days, but there may be times I'm doing more than one a day. But either way, make sure you're there. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful day.